On. Good evening and a warm welcome to you all. This is the fourth and final day of Encore's Literary Festival. Tonight's program is a mix of the light-hearted, serious, and traditional, with a scary story to spice things up. Before we start, I would like to tell you a little bit about our chief guest. Our chief guest for today is
इधर जाके
prominent.
इधर जाके आपा ज्वाइन करके
Sorry, Maria, carry on.
Our chief guest for today is prominent citizen and author Satish Khot. Satish studied at IIT Bombay and did his MBA from IIM Kolkata. He has worked for many reputed companies in India. For the last 18 years, he has been a consultant to companies. Satish has always been very active socially. For a decade, he was the president of the National Society for Clean Cities, Pune. Satish presently is the vice chairman of the Public Concern for Governance Trust, Pune, PCGT. He names sports and reading as his hobbies. He has played almost every sport in his time and has also served as secretary of the Maharashtra State Athletics Association. He started a book club at Pune Club to encourage reading, discussion, and an exchange of ideas. The book club meets every month and has been in existence for 20 years now. He is a founder member of the managing committee of the Literature and Culture Center called Gyanadab. Over the last couple of years, Satish has taken to writing plays and short stories. His first play, Cafe Alibaba, was performed recently and was well received. The play was further invited to be staged as part of the Pune Smart City Festival program. Good evening, sir, and welcome. We are honored to have you. And we hope that you will share some pearls of wisdom with us before we close. We are looking forward to that. Now,
Done. I will talk after at the end of the presentation. Done.
sure. Thank you for that. Now, everybody, please settle down and send out positive vibrations to all our performers. We will start with Arsh. Good evening, Arsh.
Good evening, ma'am.
What kind of poem are you going to perform?
Today I am going to perform a very funny poem. It describes a crocodile and it visits to a mean dentist.
Oh, well, go ahead. Let's hear it.
Okay, ma'am. The crocodile's toothache, a shell silver steam. The crocodile went to the dentist and sat on the chair. And the dentist said, "Now tell me, sir, why does it hurt and weigh?" The crocodile said, "I'll tell you the truth. I have a terrible ache in my tooth." As he opened his jaw so wide that the dentist he climbed right inside and he laughed. "Oh, isn't this fun?" As he pulled out the teeth one by one, the crocodile cried and he said, "You're hurting me so. Please put down your pliers and let me go." But the dentist laughed with a ho 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 and he said, "I still have 12 to go." Oops, that's the wrong one, I confess. But what's one crocodile's tooth? More or less. Then suddenly the jaws went snap. The dentist was gone, right off the map. And where he went, one could only guess, to north or south or east or west. He left no forwarding address. But what's one dentist, more or less. Thank you.
Oh, that was very funny. Great performance, Ash. That was
Thank you,
amusing,
ma'am.
Thank you.
wasn't it? Our next performer is Ariana, who has written a spooky story that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Ariana,
Yes, ma'am.
do you like spooky, scary stories?
Yes, I do. Scary stories give us a bit of a thrill and they are very fun to read. That's the reason why I chose to write a horror story for you.
Go ahead then.
The Fright of Halloween. This story shows how people used to celebrate Halloween in Pune. But when they celebrated Halloween
Hmm. Frozen?
one year, kind of people of Pune, once upon a time,
I
knocking
don't.
at every door, saying trick or treat. While most of the girls would wear beautiful costumes like fairies and princesses, and sometimes even both, the boys would wear spooky and scary costumes representing zombies and vampires. It was a very happy year indeed. Everyone in Pune agreed to this. 1946 was the best year of the decade for Pune. But that happiness didn't last for too long because when they celebrated Halloween in 1950, the last year of the decade, a few monsters came to Pune. Since there were only a few monsters, the people were able to chase them away. But a few years later, however, the same monsters came back, except they were bigger, well equipped with weapons, and worst of all, they were twice as many than last time. Destroyed everything but to flee to other cities for safety. Very few people still had hope and stayed in Pune. After a few months, a boy named Sam chose to fight a small vampire. But as soon as he started fighting, the vampire called its parents, who bit him. A few days later, a girl named Sita also wanted to take on vampires, but she got bitten and turned into a vampire as well. Sam and Sita would often talk about their weaknesses, so that if they ever turn into humans again, they can defeat the vampires once and for all and restore peace and harmony to Pune. Soon, their friends, Vam and Shu, became worried about them and decided to do some research to see if they could turn their friends into humans again. But unfortunately, the next day at dawn, since their friends were born as humans but got bitten by vampires, they were half human and half vampire. And so they could walk in daylight unlike other vampires. As soon as Vam and Shu saw Sita and Sam, they ran towards them and they hugged and kissed them because they missed each other. All of a sudden, the greatest miracle happened because as soon as they hugged and kissed them, their friends turned into humans again. As soon as this happened, Sam and Sita started telling their friends about the vampire's weaknesses. And so They gathered all the people who still lived in Pune and defeated the vampires once and for all and lived fearlessly and peacefully. This was the best day in the entire century for Pune. The saddest thing that happened that day, however, was that the children in Pune stopped celebrating Halloween. Well, they didn't stop scaring adults, baking treats, or giving candies to kids. They just stopped wearing spooky costumes for fear that the vampires may once more attack Pune. Thank you all for listening. I do hope you enjoyed listening to my story as much as I've enjoyed planning and penning it.
Thank you, Ariana. We look
Thank
forward
you.
to hearing more of your stories. So, all's well that ends well, and life goes on in the city of Pune. Now, yesterday, one of our performers was having trouble with her network, and so we were hoping she would join us now. Is Akanksha a part of this meeting? Akanksha, if you're here, we would like you to do your piece again. Are you here, Akanksha? All right, then we just carry on. Now,
She's there. She's there.
I see.
Akanksha, talk louder. Talk louder.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Akanksha.
Okay.
Sandy, please
Arrow
mute Sandy.
and the song.
1 second, Akanksha, just stop 1 minute. Sandy, can you mute? I think your dog is barking.
Oh
What?
no, your dog's not from
Okay.
my. Anyway,
Okay, come on. Come on. Akanksha, sorry, let's start again. Come.
The Arrow and the Song by H.W. Longfellow. I shot an arrow into the air. It fell to earth, I knew not where. For so swiftly it flew, the sight could not follow it in its flight. I breathed a song into the air. It fell to earth, I knew not where. For who has sight so keen and strong that it can follow the flight of song? Long, long afterward, in an oak, I found the arrow still unbroke, and the song from beginning to end I found again in the heart of a friend.
Thank you, Akanksha. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. So, and I'm so
Thank you, ma'am.
happy that you were able to do this today. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Now, now from this poem, we go on to tales of long ago, which are still well loved. And here is Krish to give us a taste of tradition. Hello, Krish.
यार
Hello,
पापा
ma'am.
Hello, Krish.
Hello, ma'am.
तुम्हारे वजह से मैं किसी को नहीं देख पा रहा
Arsh,
Who is this? Arsh? Arsh, can you mute Arsh?
I'm not getting Krish on the screen. Are you getting him? Is Krish showing up on the screen?
Yeah, don't worry. Krish, can you talk?
Hi, Krish.
Yes,
how are
ma'am.
you? Ah,
There.
there you are now. Krish, tell us which story you'll be reading from.
I'm going to read a traditional story. Its name is The Gingerbread Boy.
Did you enjoy
Enjoy
working
to
on your
learn this
performance?
story.
Did you enjoy working on your
Yes,
performance?
I enjoyed. Yes, I enjoyed.
All right, very good. Please go ahead. Start.
The Gingerbread Boy traditional. Once upon a time, there lived a little old woman and a little old man. One day, when the little old woman was baking, she made a little boy out of gingerbread. She gave him 2 black currants for eyes and a piece of green marzipan for a nose and a big red cherry for a mouth. Then she popped him in the oven to break, bake. Presently she heard a tiny voice in the oven saying, "Let me out! Let me out!" The little old woman ran and opened the oven door. And what do you think? Lit- the little ginger out hopped the little gingerbread boy. "Goodness gracious me!" cried the little old woman. And before she knew what was happening, the little gingerbread boy had hopped out through the door and into the streets. The little old woman and a little old man ran after him. "Stop, stop, gingerbread boy!" they called, but he only looked back and cried, "Run, run as fast as you can! You can't catch me! I am the gingerbread man!" And they could not catch him. Soon he met a cow. "Stop, stop, gingerbread boy! Stop, stop, gingerbread boy!" called the cow, but he only looked back and cried, "Run, run as fast as you can! You can't catch me! I am the gingerbread man!" And the cow could not catch him. Soon he met a horse. "Stop, stop, gingerbread boy!" called the horse, but he only looked back and cried, "Run, run as fast as you can! You can't catch me! I am the gingerbread man!" And the horse could not catch him. Perhaps no one would ever catch him. Thank you.
Thank you. That was really entertaining, Krish. Very nice
Thank
indeed.
you.
So now we move on to Sukanthan. Sukanthan will share with us a passage from one of his favorite books. Sukanthan, how old are you?
Ma'am, I'm 9 years old.
And what do you like about this book?
Ma'am, I like the characters, especially the main character Greg,
Uh-huh.
and I like this book.
Okay, very nice. Well, please go ahead and read us your passage.
Yes, ma'am. Well, now I've gone and done it. Last night, after everyone was in bed, I snuck downstairs to listen to Project Stereo in the family room. I put Project's new headphones on and cranked up the volume really high. Then I hit play. First, let me just say, I can definitely understand why they put that parental warning sticker on CD. It turns out, but I only got to hear about 30 seconds of the first song before I got interrupted. It turns out I didn't have the headphones was actually coming through the speakers, not the headphones. Dad marched up to my room and shut the door behind him. And then he said, "It's you and me have a talk, friend." Whenever Dad says friend, you know you are in trouble. The first time Dad ever said friend like that to me, I didn't get that he was being sarcastic. So I kind of let my guard down. I don't make that mistake anymore. Tonight, Dad yelled, and I guess Dad standing in my room in his underwear. He told me I was grounded from playing video games for 2 weeks, which is about what I expected. And I guess I should be glad that's all he did. The good thing about Dad is that when he gets mad, he cools up real quick, and then it's over. Usually, if you mess up in front of Dad, he just throws whatever he's got in his hand at you. Mom has a totally different style when it comes to punishment. If you mess up and mom catches you, the first thing she does is to take a few days to figure out what, what your punishment should be. And while you're waiting, you do all these nice things to try to get off easier. But then, after a few days, right when you forgot you're in trouble, that's when she lays it on you. Thank you.
Well
Okay.
done, Sukanthan.
Well read, Sukanthan. You've convinced us that parents can be a pain sometimes. All right, now. So, now here comes Sumeira to regale us with some more from Shel Silverstein. Sumeira, can we see you, please? Sumeira?
Yeah, I can
Sumeira's
see.
there, Maria.
She's
Sumeira's
there.
there.
All right. Sumeira, please tell us why you chose this poem.
Well, this poem is very hilarious and I can very much relate to it.
Okay.
There's a little girl in this poem who
Yes.
makes many excuses because she doesn't want to go to school. But when her mother tells her it's Saturday, she goes out to play.
Okay, go ahead then.
Sick by Shel Silverstein. I cannot go to school today, said little Peggy Ann McKay. I have the measles and the mumps, a gash, a rash, and purple bumps. My mouth is wet. My throat is dry. I'm going blind in my right eye. My tonsils are as big as rocks. I've counted 16 chicken pox. And there's one more. That's 17. And don't you think my face looks green? My leg is cut. My eyes are blue. It might be the instamatic flu. I cough and sneeze and gasp and choke. I'm sure that my left leg is broke. My hip hurts when I move my chin. My belly button is caving in. My back is wrenched. My ankle sprained. My appendix pains each time it rains. My nose is cold. My toes are numb. I have a sliver in my thumb. My neck is stiff. My voice is weak. I hardly whisper when I speak. My tongue is filling up my mouth. I think my hair is falling out. My elbows bent. My spine ain't straight. My temperature is 108. My brain is shrunk. I cannot hear. There's a hole inside my ear. I have a hangnail and my heart is... What? What's that you say? You say today is Saturday? Goodbye, I'm going out to play.
Well done. Well done.
Well done.
Oh, that was hilarious, Sumeira. That Peggy Ann McKay is a real hypochondriac, isn't she? Okay, now our last performance. We are coming to the other last performance. And as we draw the curtain on this festivities, let's listen carefully to Grishma and reflect on our duties as citizens, inspired by the words of our first Prime Minister. Grishma,
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
good evening. This famous speech is rather difficult. How did you manage it?
I managed it with a lot of hard work and determination.
Wonderful.
I improved my speaking skills and I focused on my vocabulary.
Great. Okay, let's hear you then.
Tryst with destiny.
and the first Prime Minister of 14th and 15th, 1947. Long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, not wholly or in full measure, but very substantially, at the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom. A moment comes, which comes but rarely in history, when we step out from the old to the new, when an age ends, and when the soul of a nation, long suppressed, finds utterance. It is fitting that at this solemn moment we take the pledge of dedication to the service of India and her people, and to the still larger cause of humanity. Before the birth of freedom, we have endured all the pains of labor, and our hearts are heavy with the memory of this sorrow. Some of those pains continue even now. Nevertheless, the past is over, and it is the future that beckons to us now. That future is not one of ease or resting, but of incessant striving, so that we may fulfill the pledges we have so often taken, and the one we shall take today. The service of India means the service of the millions who suffer. It means the ending of poverty and ignorance, and disease and inequality of opportunity. To the people of India, whose representatives we are, we make an appeal to join us with faith and confidence in this great adventure. This is no time for petty destructive criticism, no time to build the noble mansion made well, no time to build the noble mansion made well. Thank you.
Jai Hind.
That was stupendous.
Jai
Thank
Hind.
you so much, Grishma. Uh, I now call upon Mr. Satish Khot to please share a few words with us.
The first thing I would like to share is that Grishma, do you know at the age of about 8 or 9, I
Yes, sir.
recited the Tryst with Destiny at a Ganpati festival in Bombay.
Ah,
I did that there. So it made a lot of it made me feel good to hear it once again. Thank you very much
oh,
for
nice.
reciting that.
Thank
Nice.
you.
And and uh, I think what's her name? The girl who was admit I'll get a name out. Uh, who was there? It comes. Ah, Sumeira. Sumeira, I bet you have bunked a lot of classes, huh? You have been able to you did it so very well that I'm sure your mama must have been completely allowed you to
True.
take a bunk. But jokes apart, and my history apart, what I think what you guys are doing really, Anna, this is a wonderful thing you're doing. The kids are able to read something and talk about it. You know, uh, if there's anything you learn more than what you have in your classes, etc., is by reading a book, and it works wonderfully. It changes a life completely. An organization that I am with, we have been starting small libraries for people who are, say, from the Jhopatpatti, and
Oh.
to the women particularly, because the women are educated. And after the first year, because if we try to do anything else, there will be a lot of opposition from the political people and other people. But we're giving them books to read. And then they had a presentation for us. And one young girl, who must have been 18, 19 years old, married also, she recited a poem that she made, that She said that when I was a baby, my father was my king. When I got married, my husband became the Raja, and now that I'm an old woman, my son is my Maharaja now. So when will I be able to rule myself? So I have decided that I will start ruling myself from now, and that's exactly what empowerment of a book does to you. And please keep on doing this. It's a very, very good thing. Uh, I don't like to speak much, so I just a few words I will say. We got a beautiful country, and the beauty basically is not just the nature, etc., which definitely is very excellent, but it's the people. What a variety of people we have. What all religions, languages that we have. It feels so good that you can, we can all be together with such a wide variety. You go down to the eastern part of the country, will be a different person than what you see in Gujarat. The person you see in Pondicherry and the person you see in Kashmir, all are white for the same, but they're all Indians. They're all together, and we all should make this country go further and further. I'm very proud to be in India. But there are things which are going a little wrong, and that has to be done. People talked of that I'm into very much into environment activity. I'll give you young people something very simple, which you can do at home. Two things I'll do. One is water. Do you know the water is going to be of greatest shortage in the country, in the world? Because where are the sources of water? Our rivers are being polluted, etc. So what can we do as young people, young boys and girls? Very simple. Whenever you serve water, fill half the glass. Otherwise, what happens? You fill a full glass, yeah, being very polite, etc. But someone takes a sip of that water and lets it be. So you're wasted practically a full glass of water. So give a half a glass of water, and that will finish. Again, you can give a half a glass of water if someone wants more. But you're saving water. It's a simple thing of saving water. And the second thing which I always tell young people is garbage. We are, as the country, as the world develops more, we tend to have more and more garbage per person. And if you see what is happening is there are mountains of garbage where it's going to ruin our country, the environment around us very much. There's a place called Fursungi in this east part of Pune, and it stinks because there's a whole heap of garbage that has come and landed up there. And girls don't want to marry into Fursungi village because they say, no, I can't stand that. That's how bad it is. So very simple thing is dry and wet garbage has to be segregated. Get after your mom and dad, please segregate dry and wet garbage. Wet garbage can be composted and made into fertilizer. Dry garbage can be sold also and get money. And also the medical garbage is there. Bandages, etc., old medicine, that should be kept separate so it doesn't poison anyone. You know, why I thought about it, about 6, 8 months, just saw this young fellow down there. He's about 9, 10 years old. And a neighbor of ours was not segregating his garbage and was insisting, no, you take it around and do whatever you like with it. This young boy, that time he was 9, I think, he went up and said, Uncle, you're not doing the correct thing. Maybe it'll be okay for you, but for us it is bad there. So please segregate your garbage. And he made them take the old garbage, the garbage back into the house. And from then on, that family started doing it. So young people, I've given you some ideas, water and garbage to work on and do that. It really works into one. And and Anna, this is a beautiful deeds. I told you from what is happening around in the world. Country, which is not very good. But you're able to build in them some ability to think. We have done that with our children, my daughter and my grandchildren. And I'm very happy to say that we all love books. And all the very best to you guys. Keep on going so. And Anna, 3 cheers for you too. And guys, thank you very much. It
Thank
was a
you.
good fun.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, Satish. Satish, the young boy you was calling on earlier, happened to choose an environment poem which he recited yesterday. Would you like to hear him?
Yes, why not? Go ahead.
Tanush.
Tanush, are you?
Yes, ma'am.
Come on, can you say it, Tanush? Come on. He's
Hi
on.
Thomas.
He.
Hey, you couldn't say a word when I was saying hi to you. Good to see you.
Come on, Tanush.
Start.
Yes, ma'am. Earth Day by Jane Yulin. I am the earth and the earth is me. It's bleed and bone. And just as I need every bit of me to make my body fit, so earth needs grass and stone and trees and things that grow naturally. That's why we celebrate this day. That's why across the world we say, as long as the life as dear as we, I am the earth and the earth is me.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
thank you.
Tanush.
Thank you
I
very
am
much. It was
the
excellent. Tanush, the very best. Thank you.
So, yeah, we'll draw to a close now. And I must thank Satish and all the other chief guests who joined us. I must congratulate all the performers and commend them for their hard work. And parents, thank you for your support and encouragement. And may we have many more such events. I'll close now by wishing everybody a good night, and we hope to see everyone soon. All right.
Thank you.
Good night then.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you,
Bye.
Maria.